Welcome to the Citrus Podcast Show, your fresh squeeze of music, art, and culture. As always, I'm your host, Richy. Today's episode is brought to you by Wavy Dad Club. Dad life doesn't mean your style has to suffer. New styles from Wavy Dad Club keep you looking fresh, comfortable, and effortlessly cool. Made for dads, by dads, check out wavydadclub.com. Use promo code CITRUS10 to get 10% off your next order. Also brought to you by Security and Firearms Training Academy, located in Northern California. If you're looking to become a security guard or gain the necessary skill sets and certifications in the civilian defense industry, head on over to safta-inc.com. Use promo code CITRUS to get 10% off your classes. Again, that's CITRUS to get 10% off your classes. We also just got some new merch in. We got the Citrus shirts. We have some baseball tees coming and some koozies, so definitely check that out. You can order them on our website. Today's special guest is a singer-songwriter and creative. Just dropped his latest record, Jacket. Please welcome to the show, Leshon.
What's up, what's up? I was like shocked when I came in and saw everything. I was like, wow, this is dope. Just the way you have everything set up in here is super clean, it's professional, it's nice, bro.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's good to have you here. For the listeners at home who aren't familiar with your music, you want to give us a little background about how you got into music?
Man, it's kind of a long story, but to keep it brief, I was an athlete first throughout life. So I played basketball, I played football, and all that good stuff. And when I was 16, I had gotten injured, and I had to get an experimental surgery done on my knee. So it was like first ever pediatric case in America type stuff. And it had to do with my cartilage, basically. And once I got that done, I had to sit down for like a year and a half. I couldn't play nothing.
What were you playing, football or basketball?
I was playing basketball. Man, it was some crazy stuff. I was like at lunchtime just shooting around. You know how it goes.
Yeah.
And I took one dribble, nothing crazy. Like I took a light dribble, pulled up, came down, and it just like the cartilage just popped off. It was crazy. Yeah, man. It was crazy. So once I recovered from that, like I said, it took me a while to recover from it. But in that meantime, I had to figure something out for myself. So I joined choir. And, my family side on my dad's side is very musically inclined. So that was like kind of like my motivating factor to join it. But I don't know my dad too well. So it's not like I was tapped in my whole life.
But just something in the blood, like you.
Exactly. Yeah. I kind of was like, you know what? Maybe the superpower will activate if I go out there and do it or something. So I went in there and I tried it out, first week, garbage, complete ass, Can you cuss on here?
Yes.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
You're good.
Yeah, straight buns, and I didn't like not being good at stuff because I'm a competitor at heart. That's just my nature. So I asked my teacher if she can give me vocal lessons after class, like every day. So I did that, and she taught me how to listen to music and just like hear things a different type of way. So that was my first exposure with listening to music and like hearing music and getting into it, essentially. And then that was back in like 2016. And it didn't happen until 2021 2020, where I met my boy Jay Kent. And, I was just playing basketball at a park one day during COVID times, how it was. Everyone was trying to do something outside.
Right.
And, we just played a game, and he looked at me after we played, like after everything was done. He was like, bro, you kind of look like somebody. Like, do you make music or something like that? And I was like, nah, man, I'm just a hooper. Like, I'm just doing my thing. Like, I work here. I'll do this and that, But growing up, I used to write poems a lot, though. You know what I'm saying? I'm light-skinned, so I'm very emotional, so I had to find a way to find an outlet for that. So that was my main thing. And he was like, you know what, bro? Like, I don't know what it is, but something is, like, telling me to write music with you. Like, I don't know what it is. So I think we should just, like, kick it on some, like, chill stuff and just, like, write a song together. And since then, bro, it's been a crazy journey.
You still working with him? Or?
Yeah,
okay.
Bro. Everything, bro. We got our own, like, media company together. We got our own, like, kind of like nightclub downtown together, everything, right. Bro. It's like my brother, business partner, like everything, bro. So ever since that day, bro, it's just been like a start of like an empire.
That's awesome. That's so cool. So we actually have like a mutual friend. How I heard about you was through Lucky Witherspoon.
Yeah.
How do you know Lucky?
So I know Lucky through D.O.A.
Oh. Yeah.
So D.O.A. is Derek Allen. He's one of my pretty much like my big bros / mentors. Me and my boy Jay Kent, we're songwriters and whatnot. So when our managers ended up going to this, I guess it's like an exposition thing, they met him there, and he was like talking on a panel and whatnot about, business and music business.
This is Derek Allen, or
this is D.O.A.
D.O.A.
Yep. D.O.A. And my managers met him there, and they were like, "Yo, our guys, you got to hear our guys. You got to hear our guys." And he was like, "You know what? Let's set up a meeting and let's do it." We go to that meeting, and he's, to my surprise, still to this day, he was blown away with everything that he heard from us, and he heard like all the uniqueness that came from us. So he was like shocked, and he was like, "You know what? Here." Dragged one of his like legendary beats from his like legendary folder, and we got straight to work with him. So we kind of were doing like songwriting for him, for artists and whatnot, and that's kind of how it started. And then we started doing like sync placement tracks and everything like that for like movies, TV shows, and whatnot. We actually have a movie coming out with one of our placements with him, with Nick Leisure.
Oh, right on.
It's for a movie called Golden. So I think that's coming out in like June, July. I got to get back on the date for that one.
That's fire.
But it's been great, bro.
How do you get involved with the like sync licensing? So
it's still pretty new to me, but so far it's just a lot of like networking with people, emailing people, talking to the right people, and making sure the contract makes sense. I think that's the biggest thing, because we have another movie coming out with somebody else, and that's more of like a close to home local film, which is fine. But those big movies and stuff like that, they kind of do different deals. They do more like exclusive rights to like this song. You can't put it nowhere else, and yada yada yada.
Are these songs that you've already written and recorded, or they come to you to make a custom song for that film?
It could be both. So you can either pitch them your song that you already have, in the mind of like, yo, I think this song will do great in a movie for your company, whatever that movie might be. Or, if you're already working with a company hand in hand, they can come to you and be like, yo, I need this kind of vibe with this kind of theme, and yada, yada, yada. So it just depends. Me and Jay can't actually work with a media company right now called Generate Media, and we kind of pretty much do that on a regular basis now. So, yeah.
That's dope. Yeah, I really want to get involved with that, so it's cool to kind of hear, people that are currently, getting placements and films and stuff. What was the one that's coming out soon?
Golden.
Yep. All right.
Golden.
Where can we find that? This is your camera right here if you want to let the listeners
Golden
know.
is going to be in theaters, actually like nationwide, if I'm not mistaken, maybe even worldwide. Shout out to Nick Leisure. Shout out to D.O.A. Shout out to Jay Kent. I believe it's in June. I have to get back on the date for that, but I believe it's in June. It was supposed to be in May, this month, but it got pushed back a little bit, so stay tuned.
Are you going to be doing, do you go to, the red carpet kind of reveal, or the preview?
The premiere day?
Premiere,
sure.
Thank
you. I got you. Yeah, that's definitely the plan. Definitely the plan. I'm excited for that, because I've never been a part of that before.
Yeah.
I'm still pretty, new into the music game and the artistry, but I've been blessed with many opportunities to where I've done a lot of progressive things in a short amount of time. So, excuse me. So I'm just I don't know. Everything is just, happening so fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
What are some of your inspirations for your music, that some artists that inspired you to?
Mm-hmm. My biggest inspiration, of course, is Frank Ocean. I don't know if you could tell with the Jacket song. But that song Bad Religion just really hit home for me, and I feel like it was just a raw emotional song. So that was one big motivating factor for Jacket alone. But overall, I love Frank Ocean, Daniel Caesar, Childish Gambino, Tyler the Creator, all those, alternative kind of people. I feel like that's been my vibe my whole life. Just really a standout kind of person.
Dope.
Yeah.
We actually named our son Ocean.
Really? Because of that?
So my wife is a huge Frank Ocean fan.
Wow.
Also, his real name is Kai. She's Hawaiian, and Kai means ocean in Hawaiian. So,
that's really cool.
So, but yeah, just fun fact.
So low key Junior, but in English. That's kind of dope. That's fire.
So yeah, we're also Frank Ocean fans. So.
Huge Frank Ocean fan, bro.
That's awesome.
I'm listening to this guy recently. His name is Q Marsden. But he only pops up as Q on everything.
Okay.
Or he has a song called Bad Man. He sounds like Frank Ocean and Childish Gambino put together, bro. He's fire. He sounds dope. He has his own sound, of course, but
if you had to compare him,
had to compare, you can definitely hear the inspirations right there. Super fire though. I'll put you on.
Okay.
I'll put you on, bro. I'm telling you.
So would you say that your sound is similar to those artists, or those are just artists that inspire you to write the music you're writing now?
I don't know. I like to be versatile when it comes to the R&B music that I make, because there's one song where I can be in my Frank Ocean bag, and then there's another song where I can be in like a Lucky Day kind of bag, where I'm kind of like quick and rapid with like the melodies and stuff.
Lucky Day is dope. Yeah.
Love Lucky Day, bro. Super fire. And he's an OG, bro. I didn't realize he was an OG until I looked it up, but he's an OG. But he's dope, bro. But yeah, I don't know. I think I'm pretty free with it, but I'd love to stay in that alternative lane. I'm not really huge personally for myself making like the more modern R&B, like the melodic, slow type stuff. I love to have a lot of, instruments and filler points and substance and all that good stuff. So
how involved are you with that process as far as the instrumentation to your music? Are you very involved, or you just have the producers that kind of present you with some?
I'm like 75% like hands-on.
Okay.
Like I'm essentially like an executive producer is what it's technically, but I know exactly what a song would need. I know exactly what sounds I want. I have the vision in my head. I just don't play many instruments. Like I'm learning piano now. I understand what, a guitar needs to sound like when I'm doing some stuff, but I'm not doing it myself. That's it.
Maybe like vocalize it to
Exactly.
the producer.
Exactly.
So
Voice instrument. That's
yeah.
it. For sure.
What you're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
When you're like writing songs, like what are some of your favorite places to be in, and also like moods, like when you're writing the song?
I think when I'm writing, a lot of it comes from, it depends on what I'm writing for, of course. But when I'm writing for myself, it's mainly just the most recent transaction of emotions is what I'll say. Because there's a lot of times, obviously, like I said, I'm light skinned, so I be getting sad. And, there's times where I feel like that, but there's times where I'm feeling hella good and I need to express that. Because usually I'm not a very emotionally expressive person. I'm very like, I wouldn't say bland, but like kind of monotone when it comes to my emotions all the time. I'm not over here jumping off the walls when I'm happy and stuff. So I need to find a way to melodically and lyrically put that into something.
Yeah, so express that through the music.
Exactly.
Yeah. What about, some places that you like to, or some of the songs that you've written recently?
I would love to on some like haiku type stuff, just like
yeah.
on the top of a mountain, like looking over a waterfall or something. I'd be fine.
Views.
Yeah, exactly. But honestly, my main places to write is in the car.
Yeah.
That car studio, that it just different air in there for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. That, and for me, the shower, whatever.
Yeah, bro. High key, bro. I'm not gonna lie, I be taking 45-minute showers, bro. Like you can ask all my roommates, bro. Like I be in there for hella long, and my best shit comes from it. So yeah,
I'm like, I gotta get out and write this down. I have to put this in my notes like ASAP.
That's my only problem, brother. Hands be wet. I can't type nothing down. I gotta be like, all right, well, hopefully I can keep it when I leave.
Like, hey Siri.
Yeah, exactly. Record.
All right, let's talk about some of your new music. So you just dropped a record called Jacket.
Yep.
What kind of went into the behind the scenes of that song, putting that song together?
Yeah, so that one was I was in my little like home studio space. And I kind of just like closed the door on myself, and I really just like got into, like I said, my feelings. And I just had this piano loop going on. I played it and I just had it on loop the whole time. And I was kind of just like talking to myself about a situation that was currently going on with my life. And I was like, if I had one more opportunity to kind of like talk to them again, what would I say to them? So I feel like the first line in the song is, I'm so sorry. And I feel like that was just like running through my head the whole time because I felt bad for the way things go. I'm a very empathetic person. So when it comes to anyone feeling bad after an experience with me, I'm kind of just like, damn, I wish I could have did better, and I didn't mean for it to get this way. And yeah, that's kind of how it came about. So I was in my little home studio downstairs in the room, locked in there pretty much. It's like the size of like a walk-in closet. And I got a little desk in there, 2 little speakers, and just my piano in there. And I'm just like hitting the chords. And then I recorded them, had them on loop. And then I just expressed myself. I did a voice note recording for like 35, 40 minutes straight of just like random melodies and everything like that.
Yeah.
And then I just picked the best ones of what I liked. So,
and then laid it down?
Laid it down.
Do you have a song coming out called Ego, or is that a project?
Yeah, it's a song.
Okay.
So that one's like a crazy story as well. But basically I went to this songwriting camp for this label called OC Hit, which is in Orange County, about Costa Mesa area. Shout out to all them. Shout out to Thomas Barso. Shout out to Lars. Shout out to Gina. Shout out to Gina. And shout out to Sam. And I love y'all. But yeah, so
is there 2 Ginas? Or?
There's 2 Ginas, yeah. It's 2 Ginas. It was so confusing the whole time. I had them in my phone. I said Gina Blonde and Gina Brunette.
Okay.
Yeah. It got confusing still, but yeah. But yeah, so basically we went to the songwriting camp. Just me and my manager went down off a whim. Shout out to my boy Steven, because he kind of threw the lob for me to even understand what it was or like knew about it. So shout out to him, my boy Spiffy. I went out there and, you know, it was not a competition, but the winner of the songwriting like camp basically gets their song distributed through Rock Nation, essentially, which is Jay-Z's label, of course.
Right.
So I went out there, you know, high hopes, low expectations. And I went out there, just did my thing, and we got picked, actually, like names drawn out of a hat type stuff, like actually. So the way everything happened was so like perfect in timing. It was crazy. First person I bumped into when I went in there was Gina, the one I was making the song with the whole time. It was crazy.
She's a singer?
She's a singer. Okay. She's everything, bro. She's a singer. She's a dancer, actor. Like, she's like a jack of all trades. She knows exactly what she needs in a song, and she's gonna achieve that no matter what. Like, she's one of those.
So was it both of you guys that like won the songwriting camp? Or?
Yeah, so it was the 2 Ginas, Sam and me.
Okay.
So we all won together as a group and a collective, but the ones performing the song are me and Gina, essentially. So we all had a part. We all split the song, you know, evenly, and we all just, bro, we went in there and just like locked straight in, bro. It was crazy. It was a really dope thing. But basically, we had to go write the song in a span of like probably 8 hours total. It was split between 2 days. So the first day we had about 4 hours to like meet each other, get to know each other, figure out the beat, like everything. Then the next day we had to like solidify everything and then perform the song in front of all the judges and all this other crazy stuff. Like, it was very rapid, bro. It was really rapid. I've never been a part of anything like that before, so it was cool.
What was the feeling going into it? Like, did you feel like you were prepared to just knock it out, or did you feel like it was a bit rushed? Or?
I think going into the songwriting part, I was prepared mentally because I know that I'm a strong lyricist, and like I understand melody and music enough to where I can like at least confirm or deny what parts we need in a song. But it's like different when you get there because it's like going from high school basketball to like college basketball. Like, everyone there is like an amazing elite singer. Like, they all have crazy lyrics and crazy melodies and stuff. So it's like you got to find a way to fit in, you know, all the while, you know, being fun with it. You know what I mean? Because it's not fun when you're like stressing out, like, oh my God, like I feel like I'm not doing nothing. I gotta, you know what I'm saying, contribute somehow. But 100%. I feel like I calmed myself down and honed in. But I saw them singing and I was like, whoa, hold on, bro. I need a 5. But yeah, so the second day though, I was definitely prepared for the second day, but it was very intimidating still because there was a lot of, you know, big people in there in that room, and everyone who was also at the camp, which is like another 30 people, 35 people, you know, we're also there too, and they're your peers, and you don't want to, you know what I'm saying, do bad in front of all these dope people you just met. So yeah.
Were they giving like feedback and input as well, or were they not there for like the actual recording of the song process?
So the recording came after you actually won the thing.
Oh, okay.
So what we did was we basically had to like perform the song like live, like as if you went right here onto the stage in front of everybody and perform the song live. Like, we just learned these lyrics, like we just figured it all out like that day, finished the song, and now we have to perform it without reading off the lyric sheet, like straight through basically. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'd forget my lyrics.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, and there's a lot of words in the song, low key, bro, and like a lot of melodies going on. So it's crazy. I'll show it to you after and everything. It's super dope though.
Did we talk about what you're gonna be performing tonight? We did, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna be performing Jacket.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. That's my most recent one. You know, I didn't want to do anything with like, no offense, but like a feature, only because I feel like you always have to let your songs live no matter what. And I feel like a lot of my featured songs live throughout everybody because it's 2 people pushing it. But I need to get better at pushing myself as myself. So I'm just trying to hone in on that right now.
Do you have a lot of songs with features, or?
Yeah, my biggest song, Love Don't Come Easy, it has like 1.5 million streams, I think. And It's with J Kent, actually, my guy. He has like that whole, rap flow going on with it. And I'm kind of on some like Bruno Mars, Lucky Day kind of vibe. It's dope, bro. It's dope. And then we have like a J-Lo sample going on.
That's fire.
You can check that out too. And then I have another song called Abandoned. I have another song called No Way. I have a song called Ride With Me. I got this new Ego song. So I have a lot, and Fancy Car. I have a lot of songs with features though. Like there's a lot of feature songs. So I really want to hone in on my like solo artistry and really make sure that I'm, just honing in on that as best as I can.
You have a song with Lucky or not?
I don't have one, no.
Oh, okay.
But
it's coming.
we're technically a part of the same like writing camp, if that makes sense. So he was actually pitching some ideas to us for a song not too long ago, and we just haven't picked it up yet together because he's been on tour and doing all these crazy things. He's all huge now and stuff. So
and with the season coming up, he'll be traveling a lot for Kello. So
exactly, bro. Exactly.
Busy guy. We are lucky to had him on the show.
Lucky to have Lucky.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, man. Well, what's coming up for Leshon? What do you got coming up?
Honestly, this year is gonna be a lot of stuff, man. I post about it all the time, but it's that new era for me now. It's finally time to like put some stuff out. I took too much inspiration from Frank Ocean by putting out one song a year. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like not dropping stuff for like hecka long. And I think I'm kind of like past that point now. I feel like I have so much in the vault, and the people have been asking for more. Like I have people who specifically DM me and ask me like, bro, what's going on? Like, why is this not here? Like I hear all these snippets. I see all this, you're doing stuff, but like I need more.
Well, that's good. I feel like you want to be at that point where the people are asking for it, That's definitely the goal.
Exactly. So, that's just the new wave right now. I'm about to be putting out, the song Ego. I have another song coming out with Tyga Hood, who is a crazy producer, bro. Shout out to him. He's also another like representation figure for me. And then J Kent as well. We're all like on a little trio going on right now. And it has like a dope like West Coast like bounce kind of vibe to it, like a Kalen for real kind of vibe. So that's why like I say I dabble in everything. Getting yourself into a bunch of situations to network, essentially, like as best as you can, because there's so many people. And I saw a video the other day, and someone was like, "There's so much talent in LA. You can throw a rock and hit somebody talented, like anywhere."
Everyone, your Uber driver does something crazy,
and they're singing like opera notes, and I'm like, "Bro, just put the fries in the bag, bro. Like, come on, I'm trying to go. I'm trying to get to my destination."
Yeah, no, it's definitely, I mean, what do you prefer? I know you're like, you travel a lot, but do you prefer kind of like up here is a little more like slow, and then, LA is just go, go, go.
Just go, go, go. I like the go, go, go. Okay. But I like the option to slow it down though.
Right.
Like if I were to move to Southern California, I wouldn't move to LA. The heart of it, there's no way. Yeah. It'd be too rapid. I wouldn't have time to process anything the way I need to. And I might get into a sticky situation. So I'm saying, bro, I'd get into a sticky situation I don't want to be in. So what I would do is move to like, maybe inland or somewhere close where it's chill and I can go to the crazy. Yeah.
Go to the crazy.
And go to the crazy. Choose when I want the crazy shit to happen. Yeah. But yeah, a lot of big stuff coming, man. A lot of singles coming out this year. And I'm gearing up for my album. I'm pretty much finished with it. Like I've never put out an album before ever. And I'm taking a lot of pride into this album because it's like my story, I'm telling my story from like me as a little kid growing up until I'll say about teenage years, I would say. I feel like I'm trying to go in that direction of like keeping a linear story throughout my life. So yeah, I'm calling it what I'm calling it. And it's almost done. I have like one song to record. 1.5 songs to record, and I'm pretty much done after that.
So do we have a release date yet for it?
2025.
2025.
I would say 2025. I want to say fall to winter.
Okay. Because
there's a lot of stuff that's been happening in between that time.
Yeah.
Lately that's been pushing a lot of stuff back. Shout out to Generate Media, keeping me busy as fuck. But yeah, it's been great. Yeah, 2025. Emotional Stoic. That's what it's called.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dope name.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
This has been the Citrus Podcast Show, your fresh squeeze of music, art, and culture. You can follow us on Instagram at Citrus Podcast, and you can follow Sean on Instagram at
Leshon115.
All right, man. Well, thanks for coming on the show. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned for a live performance. Tonight, we have Leshon performing his hit record, Jacket.
Hi, I'm Leshon, and this is the Citrus Podcast, and you're listening to Jackie.
And I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to lay this foundation. I didn't mean to feed infatuation. I didn't mean to fall in love with you, and you. Dopamine and serotonin feeling, sleepless nights and constant overthinking. It's you that's got me feeling like this all of a sudden. You fill my memories, provide my only needs, give me everything, something from a dream. You call me by my name and pull me by my chain. You were the one I settled down before, but now I'm chasing home. And I couldn't get it back. You could just have it, yeah. You could just have it, yeah. But what can I do without love? What can I do when I'm cold? Because you stole my heart just like you stole my jacket. I'm not sorry for saying that you're perfect and I hate it. And honestly, I was intimidated. My words and actions, feelings misconstrued. Yeah. I'm anxious, insecure, and impatient. Reassurance lacking, and I'm facing things I've never felt before since you went jaded with me. Because you stole my heart just like you stole my jacket. And I couldn't get it back. No, you could just have it, yeah. But what can I do without love? What can I do when I'm cold? Because you stole my heart just like you stole my a couple hundred threads, my heartstrings, yeah. You pull them, tug them, stretch them loosely, yeah. Baby, you burn my ends. And I hope it burns your hand. Because you stole my heart just like you stole my jacket. And I couldn't get it back. You could just have it, no. But what can I do without love? What can I do when I'm cold? Because you stole my heart just like you stole my jacket.
Thank you.